Hello, hope you are having wonderful Tuesday morning. This is Zuzana, and again, it's Tuesday, 11 CET. So I am here to answer all your questions you might have about intercultural relationship, about life abroad, about how is it to live with a partner from a different culture, and how to navigate the relationship so you can have the best relationship you always wanted to have. So if you drop in, feel free to ask question live. I will be happy to respond. So just drop them in the chat. And I have received some questions before the live Q&A, so I'm happy to talk about them. I have two questions today, so hopefully in the 15 minutes I will manage to talk about them. So the first one was about my life journey and if I want to stay in Zambia for the rest of my life. So my life journey, and I know this is Q&A about intercultural relationship, but actually my life journey is related to it because I started because of my own journey. How it started, I would say, I would have to count actually how many years ago, probably 14, 15 years ago, when I went to Sweden. I went to study in Sweden, and I find my first very serious relationship there, which was intercultural relationship. So that's why I actually got to Africa with my now ex-partner, and I started living in Uganda. And it's a long story, but to make it short, this first relationship did not work out. And it was my first longest relationship, which took about 7 years. And I find out that I was doing things in such a way that I was not reflecting much on what I was doing. And thanks to my current partner, my husband, I start realizing that the way I was behaving in the relationship, how I was thinking about myself, about my partner, about the relationship generally, it needed some improvement. So I started this journey of actually thinking and reflecting, like, how can I be the best person I can be? How can I be the best partner for my husband? How can I have the joyful and fulfilling relationship I always wanted? So right now I live in Zambia. I live with my husband and our son, which will be almost 3 years. And I have been living here basically 8 years with few breaks. For a short time, I went to live to Tanzania. For about 6 months, I lived and worked in Mongolia. And right now, I am here. And to answer that question, if I plan to spend the rest of my life in Zambia, um, well, we never know what the future brings, but right now we live here and we are not considering moving away because life everywhere can have lots of advantages and disadvantages. And right now, I think the advantages for us are more than the disadvantages. And if you were curious a bit more about like what I have been doing or how did I get here, it's basically what I have been saying. I have my first longest relationship which failed, and it was that kind of relationship which everybody thought we will be together forever, happily ever after, and it did not work out even if we believed it was the perfect relationship. And it shows how the life can be tricky and how hard it can be to be in a relationship. So let's not pretend that having a relationship is easy, even if it's the partner from a same culture. And if it's a partner from different culture, it adds the extra layer. It's even more difficult. And if you live abroad, that adds some more layers into it. And I just want to acknowledge, if you live abroad, if you have partner from different culture, you are doing something which is really hard. And we have the tendency often think that what we are doing, it's not extraordinary, it's nothing special. But you being so strong, living abroad, you being able to stay far from your good friends, from your family, to navigate completely new country and culture, that's something extraordinary. So give yourself the credit for doing this. And even if it's not going exactly as you want it, it's amazing, and you are amazing, and you are strong, and I believe you can really manage it. And maybe I just wanted to share a bit more how I became a relationship coach, because I have spent 10 plus years doing humanitarian aid and international cooperation. That I was working in Uganda, Zambia, Tanzania, Mongolia, and suddenly I am a relationship coach. So how did this happen? It's because of my own journey, and I felt I was always navigating all the challenges I had by myself. I never had any support from a coach or from friends who were going through the same thing. Like of course, I have wonderful friends who are supportive, but at that time, maybe they didn't have partner from abroad, they would have partner from the same country, and it's really different. And sometimes it's difficult to find somebody who understands what you are going through when you live abroad, or have a partner from a different culture. So I felt like I figured out all my things, but sometimes it was really up and down. Like I did it the hard way, and I feel I don't want anybody to going through the same things when you can learn from somebody, right? Like I wish our mothers, our grandmothers were sharing much more about the relationship, because I felt we were completely unprepared for a relationship, because at school they didn't teach us. um, so that's why I started in Czech. This year I switched in English because I felt that's more authentic for me, because I live abroad and English is just part of my life. And it's so exciting to see all the different combinations of couples we have, where the people live. It's so amazing. So that's how I started, and why I am here helping women in intercultural relationship to get the best relationship they want to have. Because sometimes we are stuck, we don't know how to move forward. We are in a relationship we want to work on, we really want to work hard, and we don't know how to move forward. We are at that moment, we start questioning ourselves, like, is it the right relationship? Am I doing the right thing? Am I living in the right country? And we are just stuck. So like that's why like I am here as a coach to support you, because you are already strong by living abroad, by having a partner from different culture, and nobody has to do it alone. I see more people dropping in, so that's super exciting. Feel free to ask any questions, and I think I got some of your questions already answered before. So hopefully you can catch a replay. And yeah, that's it, why I started doing what I'm doing. And if I want to talk about my bigger why, like we live in the 21st century, and yet it's still not so common to see so many intercultural couples which are functional. When we see newspapers, we hear always the worst case scenario stories about how a lady married a man from completely a different culture, how it didn't work out, and all these crazy negative stories. But there are so many couples, intercultural couples, who actually work out, and they have wonderful relationship. They live in amazing countries, but we don't hear about these couples. So also my bigger why am I doing this, is because I want a world when intercultural relationships are normal, when nobody is judging nobody because of the color of the skin of our partner, of our children. Like I feel like in 21st century, there should be nothing like that. Like, who cares what color we are, right? So that's why I'm also doing this. And I mentioned I had 3 questions. So the first 2 about my life journey and if I want to spend the rest of my life in Zambia, I already answered. The third one then would be how not to be emotional in the middle of the conflict and how to deal with the conflict with a cold head. That's how the question was. So how to not to be too emotional during the conflict and how to solve it in a reasonable way. And I was smiling when I received this question because it's something I talk exactly about in my workshop. I had one workshop in July and I'm having a next small course in the beginning of September. So this is exactly what we are talking about in this course, but let me maybe share a quick summary how to deal with the conflicts without being overly emotional and how to navigate through the conflict in such a way that it will leave you in a like positive mood, let's say. So I would say the first step to avoid being too emotional, it's to stop yourself at that moment. When you feel like you're about to throw the plate at your partner, or when you feel like that you want to run to your room and cry for the rest of the night, or when you feel like you want to say something really nasty, just stop yourself. And I know this is more easy to say than to do in the moment, but believe me, it's a practice and you can really learn it. So you just need 1 or 2 seconds in that moment just to stop yourself and don't do the things you wanted to do, because whatever you wanted to say, maybe it would be really unfair. You already know it's not correct, it's unfair, but you still would want to say it. Or don't run to your room, just like stop, breathe in and breathe out, and then respond in such a way that will bring the relationship, the argument forward, that it will not create it in such a way that it will become a huge conflict, that you are not basically doing steps forward in the relationship. So think of the ways you can do to elevate the conflict, because both of you probably you want a solution, you want to solve the issue, and the argument won't help, right? So let's be how to say it, maybe innovative, compassionate, feel the empathy for the other person. Like there, I usually share 5 strategies. I think I shared it in some of the previous videos, and this is what we actually go deep in the course I will be having in September. So you're most welcome, but just respond in a way that you know that it's a right step for your relationship. You try to understand your partner, try to understand yourself, why you're behaving in such a way. Try to find the solution which you maybe did not think about before, or try to see the bigger pictures. Remember, this is the most important person in your life. This is the most important relationship you are having, and that's what's important. The argument is probably less important. So that is just in a summary, and I want to say it's really hard to do it, and we really have to step out of our ego and stop ourselves and do something we don't feel like doing at that moment, but it really helps, and it will help your relationship to move to the direction you want it to be. It will move you to the direction that you will have joyful and fulfilling relationship you want to have. And as I said, the workshop will be from 5th to 9th September. So you are most welcome. You can grab your free seat right now. The link is in my bio. And you will be most welcome. And we will go more deep how to stop responding from the place of anger and how to start responding based on love, so you can have the relationship you wanted. So I think that's all from today. The Q&As are quick, 15 minutes. I hope you had fun. and I will look forward to see you around here on Instagram. You can always share your comments under the video, or you can send me a message. If it's a private, I understand sometimes in the relationship we don't want to share openly, so it's completely fine if you want to send me a direct message. And have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will look forward to seeing you next time.